I made a video playing my first Roblox obby. Now we're gonna be playing my first Roblox tower. And yeah, it shows that so yeah, this is my first tower. Tower of Annoyance was actually my second, then this, and then that, I think. But yeah, I think I just started building in weird order, but yeah. Tower of Close Calls. This is an old tower I made. By the way, I made this in early 2020, so yeah. Alright. So it starts out with these starts out with this. You can already tell it's not gonna be very good by its start. Then we have some cylinder head hitters. Then we have a tightrope, a thin tightrope. I really don't like thin tightropes. Yeah, if you fall, that's a game over moment, so don't fall. Then we have a cool spinner part. By the way, this tower is very bad. It's my oldest tower, so come on. I mean, it's going to be bad. Most people have bad first towers, so I mean. Also, keep in mind, this is not the first tower I ever worked on. I have worked on like 2 other towers before this. They were collaborations. The first one was Tower of Pure Annoyance, which was a collaboration with my friend, and I made like 2 floors in it, and they were both really bad. And then after that, I worked on my friend's, like, one of those Great Citadel games. He had one of those, like, you know, Great Citadel games where it starts easier and gets harder, but I worked on one of those too. So yeah, but this is the first like tower that I ever finished, and it's also my first solo tower. So yeah. Then we have some Can Collide. Wait, are these? Yeah, they're Can Collide. This one is Can Collide True. Keep in mind, this is also not my first obby. Void Adventures was my first obby, and definitely not my first game. I had been working on Roblox games since like 2017, mid 2017, and this is early 2020. So I made this tower in early 2020. So you know, I had a little bit of experience with Roblox Studio. So yeah. But yeah, if you want to see my old games video and my first Roblox obby video, if I remember, I will put a link to both of those in the description. So feel free to watch them. And we have another thin tightrope because I really liked using them. I made like 5 floors in that like Great Citadel game of his. I bet if I went digging, I could probably find the Pure Annoyance game. Wait, no. Well, I'm no longer in the team create because he unfriended me like 8 times. Then we have this, I also like using ice at this time. For some reason, I don't know why. This part is kind of cool how it goes over the tower. I did do some fixes, like a few fixes, like a while after this tower was completed, like like a while after I finished this. I did like 4 or 5 fixes, small fixes. So, but yeah, I kept like 99% of the tower. Just like a few fixes later on. Like I don't know, the fixes are probably like they were decently long ago. This is back in like I don't know, mid 2020 when I did those fixes. Late 2020, around like the summer of 2020 when I did the fixes. So yeah, like probably in like July or something. That jump is bad. Oh yeah, also there's the conveyor, and then we have these jumps. We have bad Z fighting. Oh yeah, not to mention, there's Z fighting right here. Yeah, there's a lot of Z fighting in this tower. Ugly. Z fighting is ugly. Yeah, don't ask how I failed that. Now we have the second outside section. Oh yeah, fun fact, little fun fact. Wait, no, this is actually the third, because there's this. There used to be an outside section, right here. This used to go outside right over here, but I ended up removing that little, part of history. I basically forgot about that. It was literally just gonna be me, like, spamming, like, some thin tie ropes, but I removed that, so, yeah. Tie ropes are bad. I mean, they can be good, but for the most part, they're bad. If they're utilized well, they're not always bad, but mainly thin ones are bad. And by thin, I mean like 0.3 studs or under. So, yeah, these parts are wobbly. And oh yeah, don't allow your camera to go through them, because that will happen. I wonder if it still does that when, even if you're not no clipping. I want to see. My camera goes through it. Does it? No. Okay, so don't like no clip through it, because it messes it up. So, yeah. Also, I did not connect these spinners through welds. I literally just put 2 spinners inside of each other, and they're not even welded. Usually they would like glitch and one of them would get flung or something. I don't know why they're actually not glitching. This used to have a ton of lights in it that would burn your eyes, but I removed them. That was before I realized they can just turn off global shadows. So, yeah. Make sure to weld your spinners and don't have terrible spinners like this. Yeah, you're gonna get frowned upon for doing that. This is probably the best floor in the tower in my opinion. For the most part. It has some bad parts, but it's one of the better ones. You can also just like, you can also cheese it by laugh clipping. I don't know if there's an area where you can do that, but yeah, look, right here, you can just laugh clip it. Wow. And you can skip like half the floor. Not really half the floor, but I don't know. You can skip a big section if you just laugh clip. Oh yeah, more laugh clip skips. Wow. I was not very aware of glitch skips and cheeses at the time of me making this, so I think the main part that I fixed when I did some small changes in July was probably this floor. So, yeah. I'm not saying this floor is good, but I'm saying it's one of the better ones. And basically the best one in the tower. Yeah, we also have the broken pushbox trampolines, not updated. But this was not added to jtoh, obviously. I made this when like Ring 7 was out, so you know it's not good enough. If maybe like Ring 3 was still being made, this would have had maybe a little bit of potential, because Ring 3 is bad for the most part. Or like an early Ring. This is kind of like, a classic theme tower. So, yeah. This used to say made by Slime King. I was literally promoting myself. It's so dumb. Because, like, I was afraid that people would think, like, this is for a tower game, and I was afraid that people would think that, the person who made this tower was the owner of the tower game. So I wanted to promote myself, but the owner of the tower game, he didn't like that. This tower has so many micro parts. The owner of the tower game I got this into, he didn't even want to beat it. I obviously was not good enough at the time to beat this. And, I'm still, for the most part, not good enough. I mean, yeah. His PB was one of these jumps, and then he just basically gave up. He had forever lost motivation to beat this. That just shows how bad this was. And then he gave this a gameplay star, because I kept begging him to do it, because I was like, the gameplay is so good, it deserves a star. And then when he removed the gameplay star, when he realized just how bad it was, I was offended. Yeah, and then we have these jumps. You can literally just skip these, because if you get them to work, they'll just go up here. And you can skip, like, half this floor. And by half, I mean, like, this entire section. So, yeah. Also, if I go right there, teleports you here. This was inspired by like that section, and this is inspired by Shadow Blocks. I don't remember if I had unlocked ring 4 when I made this. If so, this is inspired by Tower of Elysium. Oh yeah, and these parts are can glide. So can glide falls. So yeah, don't go in them. Or do go in them. Well, never mind. E. I coded some beat blocks, server-sided beat blocks. Server-sided beat blocks. So, you know this tower is good when it has server-sided beat blocks, am I right? And we have a little dropper, then it floor crosses to this floor. Then we have these, and then you could literally just skip all that by going over here, but whatever. We have these morphers. You can literally just skip this entire area by just going like that, because it's kind of rotated. It's so dumb. And then we have this part. Some tightropes. Tightropes are cringe. To be fair, they do look cool, but the gameplay is atrocious. And then you have to get keys. This part down there used to say something nice about the tower, but the person who was making this for, he didn't like that, so he made me remove the part about me saying how nice this tower was. I also had spelled proceed wrong, and I still do to this day occasionally spell it wrong, because my spelling sucks. So yeah, basically you have to get some keys. Then there's another area right here where you get the third key. Then we have a timed button. This part is pretty tight. Don't fail it like I did, because you're gonna have a bad time if you fail that. So don't. Then we have some tilting platforms. This part was pretty uncreative and just bad, honestly. Then we have a TODD maze. I'm just not gonna do that because I don't want to. It's also a timed maze, so yeah. And then once you're done, we have this area. Except we have darkness, but I'm not gonna have it with the darkness on because I don't need that, and it's basically impossible to see with darkness. So, yeah. And then once you're done with that, go this way. Then we have thin tightrope. Thin tightrope. Then we push this and avoid the gray parts. This part was very bad and very atrociously long, and has a lot of pushbox removers. So I never had the motivation to finally do this part. And I tried a little bit, not really, but a little bit, so yeah. Let's see if I can actually do it. Imagine I do it first try, after all the many times I've tried to do it and couldn't do it. Ah, never mind. Screw that dream. And then once you get the button, you can proceed over here. We have TOP ride. And yeah, you need the button. I think that was there so that people I don't know, cheese it. I don't know if you were actually able to cheese that part, but yeah. And we have a balloon part. This part's bad. It's It's mainly bad because you can get your balloon stuck under here, and it's also just unfun and boring and just a waiting simulator for the balloon to get up there. E. We have kill bricks that have way too big of a hitbox. I love how I was just promoting myself and calling myself a developer for a game when all I did was make one tower that wasn't even necessarily going to get in. I was just like, you know, extremely overrating myself. I'm also bad, as you can tell by that. TOCC. Then we have this whole section. Then we have these more of the TOSP floor 9 raps, because that's what those raps were inspired from. This is around the time of me beating TOSP PP poo poo. I'm disgusting. I'm gonna get canceled for being gross. Imagine if like this entire area was raided. That'd be cool. Then we have a tightrope, and if you fail, this is what happens when you fail the tightrope. You have to redo all of that. Yeah, that's my oldest tower. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and or subscribe if you've not already want to. Otherwise, you'll fall down here, and this will happen. So do it. Don't take any chances.